FBI agrees to search for the Texas Democrats. But here's a funny surprise. So stay to the end and hear the whole thing and you'll laugh. First of all, I'm Darren Monroe. I used to work on Kamala Harris's campaign, part of the engagement team, tens of thousands of people. And I'm also a person who has 30 years marketing branding experience. I used to do the marketing here in Chicago for people like Jay-Z, Eminem, Limp Bizkit, Nelly Furtado, The Roots. Well, here's the thing. Beyond my music and film experience, these days I'm teaching people about everything from marketing, branding, and of course I'm helping them calm down. This is sponsored by my Clarity Group, which is something you should get in. It's in the description. It's on the homepage of YouTube. I take you from chaos to clarity as a liberal to understand why we're winning, why you need not to be fretting, losing your mind, okay? And why I'm the only person between the two of us that probably need to be losing their hair. I'm just saying, just take it easy. Don't lose your mind. Calm down. And at the very least, subscribe to my channel here. Now, let's go. First of all, they anticipated this. Let me give you the background real quick and go right into it. And I won't hold back 1 second of fluff or anything. First of all, understand there are two different types of Democrats we're dealing with. We're dealing with Democratic Congress and Democratic governors and attorney generals. And the Democratic governors and attorney generals rock. They rock. And they've been rocking for the last 28 weeks. They've been prepared for this guy since 2023. So when they come in here with that swagger, as the Politico talks about, they have swagger and they ready. They are really, really ready. And JB don't flinch. Here's how it works. JB Pritzker here in Illinois, my governor, the best governor we've had in Illinois ever. That governor, they're the ones hiding them. They're hiding right here in Chicago, and they made it very clear they're here in Chicago. But FBI ain't going to be able to run up in there because the FBI knows automatically. They know where they're at. It's not a secret. Here's the other thing about the FBI nobody online will ever tell you. The FBI don't consist of FBI in the middle of DC, and then they got to come out and go after people. That's the biggest misconception, even by the left. FBI already here. Hell, FBI lived in my luxury building downtown. FBI is here because this is their home and they're in the field office of Chicago, third largest city. Of course the FBI is already here. Of course the FBI know where they at. The real question comes, does the FBI want to deal with the political BS of going and knocking on their door, saying come out, because they know this is some bull stuff no matter what side of politics they're on, because they know this is absolutely wrong. But they're not trying to get fired, but they sitting there, yeah, you're there. See, they agreed to search. And for all of those wondering, they can't do anything. And the reason they can't do anything is because the Texas Democrats have not committed a crime. Yeah, you can find them, but that's not going to be a hard find. They're right there protected by state police, and they can't just go in and grab people. You can't do that. They haven't done anything. There's no cause whatsoever to grab a state assembly person and decide that you're going to grab somebody. And Pritzker's already said, listen, state police, hold your ground. Don't get up in there. If they here in Chicago, there's going to be Chicago police. Hold your ground. Because Brandon Johnson, our mayor, is not so keen on anything going on with the Republicans. This is one of the biggest Democratic cities in America. You serious? You think you coming after us? See, this is a blessing. This is a blessing. Because what's happening right now with the ICE raids, with the troops, and now with this stuff, it don't do nothing but pull us further and further together, not apart. Their attempt at autocracy and authoritarianism and, them trying to do this, it makes them look weaker over and over again. And it's stupid. It's also stupid. The FBI knows it's stupid. That's why when they keep getting involved with stupid, you got people like the deputy FBI person saying, man, I need some days off. This is some bull stuff. Of course it's some bull stuff. I want you to understand also is that any attempt that they may have to try to grab them is illegal. And you're like, well, they do this with ICE and they grab people. Yeah, but it's different. You got the states protecting this group, and you can't just come in and just grab people. And if Cash Patel thinks he's going to do that and get FBI members to do that, I'm not saying there are no FBI people who are Trumpers, but this is not gonna rock, y'all. This is not gonna rock at all. This is gonna hurt them. This is gonna hurt them big time. And their ability to go after people and mess with them like this is gonna hurt them. Their ability to come in and kick the narrative and mess with the actual Texas Democrats who are here in Illinois, here in Chicago. That ain't gonna happen. You can't just walk up in Chicago like that. I'm just gonna say it. Shot City, baby, you just can't walk up in here on us like that. You see how we treat ICE? Let's just put it this way. LA, New York, we on lock like that. You understand? You ain't coming up in here talking about you gonna do something that we don't want you doing. We're the ones, think about it like this. We're the only ones, and it happened at UIC 9 years ago. We're the only ones who shut down a Trump rally. He tried to have one at UIC on the west side, University of Illinois, Chicago, and these students and everybody shut him down. Even the Secret Service said, we don't think we should go. Trump said, yeah, I guess I shouldn't go. Rocked their world. That's why he hates Chicago to this day. Because we're the ones who shut down. We don't play that. And I'm right up the street from the Trump Tower. I'm looking right at it, man. I'm like, no, to hell with this guy. These guys always try to come at us, and we don't play that. We don't play that. You think you can come into our city. You think you can come into our state. We're the ill state. ILL, we the ill state. We will ill out, all right? We don't play that. Now, here's the next thing they're going to try to do. They're going to try to make their seats vacant. That's going to be a blow to BS too. You know, here's the thing. With the vacant seats, that means that they are going to be in a lot of, well, how do I put this? A lot of legal binds and trouble trying to illegally snatch seats. He's weak. Governor Hot Wheels is weak, as Jasmine Crockett calls him. Governor Hot Wheels. He's weak. And he's trying to do the same tactics that Trump does. But the problem, I think everybody misses who follows Trump, is that you try to do as he does, but you're not going to get what he gets. You know, Trump is able to escape things. But in the first term, who are the people who got in trouble? Everybody who was trying to do as he does. There are going to be hearings on this for the governor and for all the people involved in trying to mess with these Texas Democrats. There's going to be hearings, not just in Texas, but federally. It's going to be on. Them trying to start this mess is absolutely ridiculous. What I also want to point out is not only is the federal government going to just point and be like, okay, there they are. They, you know, if they go in and grab these people, they are breaking the law. If they break the law, then somewhere down the line, after the Trump administration, they could be in trouble. Remember, a lot of these FBIs, they got law degrees, they could lose their law license, they could lose their freedom. They could get in trouble. I've had this conversation before when everybody talks about constitutional crisis and what about the judges going after Trump people. You know, if you push that narrative too far, it's going to catch up with you. And they know the people who fall under that bus is not going to be Trump. It's not even going to be a major name. It's going to be Agent Who. And Agent Who's going to be in trouble. Game over. He or she done lost their job enforcing this narrative. So if they're a hardcore Trumper, they're in trouble. But if they're hardcore believer in the Constitution and the law, even if they lose their job not doing it, they got a chance of coming back and getting it because Trump ain't going to be forever and they'll still keep their license if they're lawyers. I mean, I'm trying to get you to understand there's a long-term thing to this. That's why all of these prosecutors from U.S. attorneys across the nation have been fleeing out of there They're like, oh, no, 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 this is illegal. I can get, no, 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 no. Because they know the long-term game is you beat your chest claiming Trump. But the truth is you're beating your chest claiming Trump. And in the future, the near future, I know it seems like 3.5 years is a long way with this regime in here, right? But the truth is that, y'all, this ain't far. This ain't far. This could catch up to them real quick. You don't fuck around with you don't. The one thing about the law you can guarantee on everybody is that even though the law is slow as it's slow, but it's definite. It's going to catch them. I promise you. Get inside my Clarity group, y'all. Y'all want to get in that group. It's only $20. You can get the whole year for $100. I will talk to y'all about it. I do 2 lives. I got reports coming. Y'all want to get in that group because that's where I talk about it. But in the meanwhile, just binge watch my content. Go over to my playlist. Go over to my other videos. You will see. If you're new to me, you will love it. Have I earned your subscription at least here? I'm pretty sure I have. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. He ain't, Trump and Governor Hot Wheels is not going to get away with this. And they're not going to be just grabbing people and bossing around 30 Texas Democrats in a state that, Texas has no jurisdiction in, 1. And 2, the FBI has no jurisdiction to grab the people anyway. It's okay. Hang in there. Hang tight.